Joanna, Sukhi, welcome to the Marketing for Business podcast.
Thank you.
Oh, look, I'm excited to have you on. I know Arjun made you come on, but we're going to have a great chat today. Look, you guys are the founders of a highly successful franchise, Little India. We're celebrating with you today 35 years in business.
Yes.
How good is that?
Oh, it's unbelievable, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Who would have thought? And I want to go to the first place you started. Is it Ravensbourne in Dunedin?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me about it. You had a dairy that also had a fish and chip shop attached to it.
Correct.
And you started to sell Indian food from it. Talk me through that. How does that even happen?
Joanna.
Oh, thanks. Well, even before the dairy, when we first moved to Dunedin, I started to make samosas and sell them
Nice.
to local delis.
Yep.
And then I had another baby, so that stopped. We moved into the dairy, and the first thing we did, we had a rotisserie, so I thought I would play about with it and try some tandoori chicken in a rotisserie.
Yep.
It didn't work.
It didn't
work?
No, that was a failure. And then I can't remember how the idea started, but your mum came.
Mum was there, and we used to live on top of the dairy.
Yep.
And I think it was my mum said that we'll make some food up here and sell it in your takeaway. And
Were you just looking for other opportunities to make some more money, to create,
Really, it happened.
Just happened?
Well, of course, revenue was involved, that if we could increase sales, get more people coming in. So we started with, I think, 2 kilos of lamb and rice.
How good.
And on a Friday, we used to do it on a Friday and a Saturday. But within the first hour, it just went.
It sold.
Sold.
Yeah,
What was it?
gone.
It was a lamb
Rogan Josh.
Rogan Josh. And like, were people surprised? Because at the time you're running a fish and chip shop. Were people surprised that when they saw, hey, I can buy a lamb Rogan Josh here?
I don't think they knew.
Some of them didn't know.
That's exactly what I want to know, because you would have been the first to do this. Like, how many Indian restaurants?
There were a couple in town, but we were in Ravensbourne.
Yeah, so no one, So they saw it, they were curious?
Yeah, one gentleman came and he came back and he said, "Oh, it wasn't very spicy." I said, "Oh, but he only bought the rice."
Oh,
He had no idea.
that's brilliant.
Yeah,
So he bought the rice.
he bought the rice and he didn't. And so the next week he came back and
You're thinking like the Chinese takeaways used to sell in fried rice or something.
Yeah.
so he
Oh,
just,
brilliant. So he bought the rice. And so lamb Rogan Josh, which is obviously, I think is one of the greatest dishes. I love it. I love ordering it. How spicy were you making it? Like, were you?
not too spicy.
No, we were doing it as we would eat it at home.
Yeah,
It was
home cooking. It was just
Nice.
home cooked.
Home cooked. And when did you start to think, oh, this is, we've got something here?
We just got busier and busier.
we did. And then Joanna was finding it really hard, in the dairy 7-day business. And it took us about 1.5 years to sell it.
Yep.
Then we went to India for a break, came back, and the thought came, I said, here's something we can capitalize on.
Yeah.
And
we also
that's what we did.
Yeah, we got to the stage where we couldn't cook any more than we were selling.
I read in this brilliant book, by the way, Little India at Home. By the way, we're going to give away 2 copies here. There'll be a question at the end of this podcast. If you answer correctly and tag us in, we're going to give 2 signed copies away, by the way. I read in here that you were actually cooking above the dairy.
Yeah,
and above the fish and
because we lived above.
They lived above. So you were cooking on your stove, cooking the food.
And taking it down. And he'd be shouting downstairs, "I need more."
I heard in here, and it says in here that you were yelling at Sukhi that you needed more because you were sick of giving away free Cokes.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, just to keep the peace, really,
Because we had a queue.
And it was such a small takeaway shop. So there are quite a few people, and the demand was there.
Yeah.
And so to keep people happy, I said, look, here's a free Coke.
Here's a free Coke.
More food is coming.
Nice. Well, it must be a cool thing to see, though, all of a sudden, something, that you've an idea that you've had, you know it's really good food because it's food that you've eaten all your life. You're now sharing it with people. They're starting to come back, and now you've got to queue out the door. Like every business owner wants to queue out the door, right? Like that's the ultimate dream.
Yes, it was.
Until it's there, and it's a bit scary, and you know you. But we got to the stage we couldn't fulfil.
Okay.
You know,
Yep.
there was just, we couldn't do any more in that space
Yep.
and the method that we were using
Yep.
to cook.
So when you sold the dairy,
Yes.
went away back to India for a bit, rest up, come
Yep.
back, and then you started to devise a game plan for creating something.
Well, yes, we said, let's have a look for some premises, and we found some, and Joanna told me, sign up. I said, geez, you know, I need to think about it.
Because you have an accountancy brain as
Yeah,
well.
yes.
Like you're very good with the numbers. You're looking at the fine print. Was that what was happening?
That was, and so we took the plunge,
Nice.
and we signed up, and because Joanna's got, you know, she's a chef.
Yeah.
So she has that knowledge, and I had the accounting skills,
Yeah.
I suppose. But then when I thought about it, I said, we need something more.
Mm.
So luckily we got a friend in Sydney,
Yes.
and I rang him up and he said, Sukhi, there's one thing, home cooking it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You need to come over. So he was kind enough.
Yeah.
And I went to his kitchen.
So you went over to Sydney, and I read in the book that you started peeling onions,
Yes.
cutting, and you learned the trade to some degree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's an accountant. He had no idea.
But I enjoyed cooking, I suppose. So
Little
what
bit.
I say,
Cook.
but you know, like I'm an accountant by profession
Yeah.
and a chef by choice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. I wish I was a chef by choice. I did 751, 752 at hospitality management.
Okay.
I know how to cut a knife and stuff, but I don't. Yeah, I think it's fascinating though, and how cool though. A friend rings you up, or you ring them up. They give you an opportunity to go over there. Tell me some of the stuff. What did you start to learn, and did you start to think, hey, what we had created back in New Zealand, we could actually make a go of? Was there any? Did you start to get that? Hey, we could do this.
Yes, I mean, I was there only for 3 weeks, so it was a crash course, really.
Okay.
And I understood what he was saying, that to run a commercial kitchen,
Yeah.
there are different ways of doing it.
Nice.
So that was the fundamentals we learned. Came back, Mum was here. With Mum's help,
Yeah.
the recipes, I mean, she's a fantastic cook.
Yeah.
So that's how we developed
Yeah.
it.
There's a big part in the book, and a big part of your history is your mum.
Yeah.
And your mum actually, in the day, was all the chefs are trained.
Yes, they used to be.
Yeah.
But now Mum's 96, going to be 96, so...
Amazing, though. But she's definitely part of the history of
Yeah, well, absolutely.
And
She was there at the beginning.
yeah.
You know, she was there in the kitchen upstairs.
So we grind our own spices. We don't buy them in.
Oh, look, it's amazing. I was in a kitchen one day at Little India, Mirabelle, and, you guys don't use sugar.
No.
You use I think, tell me if I'm wrong, but I thought I heard a cashew and tomato paste to create and so that allowed us to have license to say it's sugar-free.
It is,
you know?
absolutely.
And no one was saying that at the time.
No.
Fascinating.
We've never used sugar.
Yeah, so good. So in Dunedin, and you start your first restaurant, where did the name Little India come from?
Oh, that was a long process, really. We were thinking of a name, and I can't remember the lady's name who was helping us.
Remember, but it was an agency we went to try and help us. We'd got lots of ideas, but couldn't quite nail it.
Yep. And they came up with Little India?
We did,
You did?
in the end. Yeah.
After having a chat with them,
Yeah.
Something simple,
Yeah.
And it was
And it was.
a little restaurant as
Yeah,
well.
it
It was
was
a Little
great.
India.
And at that time, obviously, you were thinking one restaurant, or were you thinking
No, one.
one? Yeah, one.
Yeah, that was hard enough then.
Yeah.
There were no plans to actually expand.
Oh, wow.
So what used to happen is we had a few people from Queenstown come, and they enjoyed the food. They said, Sukhi, we need you there.
Really? So good.
So that's how we went there for some time. Same thing happened for Christchurch. Sukhi, we need you in Christchurch. So there was no strategic planning at all.
But one thing I do know, because you really had to queue out the front door, you had a good product.
Yes.
You had demand for a good product.
And also when we first opened the restaurant for the first 3 months,
Yeah.
it was really busy,
Yeah.
the honeymoon period.
Yes.
And then it died.
Yeah, tell me about that, because I read about that. I wanted to ask you what went on there, because you had to change a few things, but you were really busy when you opened, and then it
Just died.
yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a Dunedin factor? Like, did students go away, or did something?
We don't know. So,
what
so
happened.
I thought, and that's what we did. We closed the restaurant and went away, took the kids all over New Zealand.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah. We just needed a break. 'cause
Yeah.
It
Were you
was-
burnt out a wee bit? Like, not the
I think
call it back
at,
then.
at that stage, I think Sukhi was. He were trying to work out,
Yeah.
why, what's happened. Why
Yeah.
why were we so busy? Why isn't it working now? And we just needed to step away and rethink it.
There's a great saying I learned from a coach in America that we deal with, and he said sometimes as business owners we can't see the picture because we're standing inside the frame,
yes.
and it becomes blurry because we're right in it. And I guess that's where you guys were, right? Right.
We
in
were
the picture.
so busy. We'd
Yeah.
got 3 children.
Yeah.
I was busy. Sukhi was busy. We didn't have a lot of time together to work things out because we sort of were in shifts. And
Was the restaurant, like, was it 7 days a week? Or 6 days a week? 5
It,
days a week?
it was 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another mistake we made, we used to close on a Saturday.
Okay.
You can't close on a Saturday
No.
because that's a busy time.
Busy time.
So then when we came back, we then opened 7 days a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And yes, so you
and we changed the whole operation.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
okay, take us back to when you went away with your family, you got some away time. I know as a business owner, you have away time, but things are always going on in your head. Did you start to sit down together and work a few things out and start to pull the pieces together?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we decided we'd change the whole service.
Yep. So what were you doing?
It was all going into a bain-marie.
Okay, so like a buffet style.
Yeah.
Buffet style.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we came back and it was all a la carte.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
That was the fundamental change.
And was that, why did you make that change? Was it just, hey, we can make the business better this way? Or was it, did you learn from somewhere else? Were you going to restaurants when you were traveling?
I think there was feedback from the customers as well.
Yep.
That Sukhi, what is this?
Yes.
We would like to see a menu.
The quality product, maybe they wanted the New Zealand's palate probably got more defined, right? And wanted that experience on a plate.
And it had a little bit to do with wastage. We were wasting a lot of food.
True.
You go into a la carte, you're gonna waste
less food.
And then you can work out which of your dishes are popular.
Yep.
What do the public want? So then you can adapt the menu to that, and you can adapt what you're offering to that.
So good. And what were the popular dishes back in the day?
Wow, it's just as still the same.
Still the same?
Butter chicken, chicken tikka masala, rogan josh, and the vegetarian dishes.
Yeah.
But the other thing I found is the kids at university.
Yep.
Some of them go abroad, come back, and they got the taste of Indian food.
Yeah. No.
And we've got those students. Now, they came 35 years ago. Now they're coming in with their children.
Yes.
That I think is amazing.
Yeah.
And I thank them.
Yes. How good. Like, and you have some very, very loyal customers. I've got a good friend of mine who would go there most weeks. He used to go with his parents. Now he takes his daughter to Little India, Mirabelle most weeks. Shout out to Nick. I know he'll be listening to this one.
Yeah.
But how cool is that, right? That is,
And we have a lot to thank them.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
They helped us along the way.
Yeah. And it's funny, like, obviously Dunedin as well is like the deep south of New Zealand. You must be doing something right, because if the students are liking it, like, that's where you've got something. Queenstown, how did you start to open up? Because I think a lot of people, and the listeners that listen to this, there'll be people here, and I think this is a good lesson for some of them. There'll be people here that have something and they think, oh, maybe I could go and start somewhere else as well. And I know you didn't have a plan, but how did you start to put it into play? Like, did you start to look for key people in those areas that could help you? Because
yes, basically, first of all, we drove to Queenstown, stayed there a couple of days, talked to an agent, showed us premises, and we knew at the back of our mind that
Nice.
this is going to work.
Nice.
So there was risk,
There was risk.
huge risk.
But tourists at the time that probably understood what Indian food was, like, was that?
Yes, the tourists and the locals.
Yeah.
We
Nice.
we like to think that our first customers are locals.
Yep.
And if you can get the locals,
True. Yeah,
that's what you
they'll,
need.
they'll do the heavy lifting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
telling everyone else.
The other thing is that we decided we weren't going to muck about with the food.
Yep.
It was going to be exactly the same,
Perfect.
and we weren't going to go into fusion. We weren't
No.
going to.
Yeah.
So we'd got our
Yeah.
base, and we were going to stick to
I think
that.
when I've been reading, and obviously we've been working for Little India like, a number of years now, that's been one of the keys to your success, because lots of people have tried to fusion this and cut there and do that. You guys have stuck to what you're good at, and I think people understand and respect that, because when you
Yeah.
try to do other things, if you confuse mine, never bites, and I think
And you can't muck around with Indian food. Indian food is Indian food, Well, yeah, I just, like you said, stick to the basics. It works.
yeah. So though, you're in Queenstown, and how do you now? You're in Dunedin, someone's in Queenstown. How are you pulling this together?
Well, Joanna was in Dunedin, and to set it up, I was there working in the kitchen. And then my sister and my brother-in-law, they were there, so that became their Little India
Brilliant.
at that stage. And then over a period of time, they changed the name because they wanted to add their own touches to it.
Okay.
So we exited from the Little India was there,
Yep.
and it was doing really well.
Yeah.
Then my sister sort of took over,
Yep.
and from there I went back to Dunedin, and then Christchurch happened.
Nice. And so, okay, so they've got their own new name in Queenstown. Was there any other Indian restaurants in Queenstown at the time?
There were a couple,
Yeah. Was
2,
Pedro
3.
Palace there by then? Or
No,
No, that came later.
came later. Cool. So you've exited out of there. You're still running Dunedin. Dunedin's still going well.
oh yes,
Yeah. And then you're up to Christchurch. How did you grow Christchurch again? Like, what did? Because like the operators, one of the things I do like about what you guys have done to grow is you bring people that you know
yes.
in to grow them, and some of them might be in the back of the kitchen, and all of a sudden are end up running it years later. Talk to a wee bit about that philosophy.
Well, I think that
we treat our staff. It's family, so it grows organically.
Yeah.
Because you've got the people there that know.
Yeah.
See all the stages.
Yeah.
we had a wonderful team, basically,
Yeah.
who believed in us,
Yeah.
and we believed in them.
Yeah.
So
And what I love about your restaurant, so I guarantee this is what you loved about it too, is you got a lot of feedback every day from your customers, from your, like people that come in, like it, they give you feedback, and your team would start to experience that, hey, man, everyone loves us. Everyone loves coming here. And that's a good feeling, right? For your team to experience.
And it was a young team, young boys
yes,
that came out.
well, we were young as well then.
but they were a lot of them were younger than us
Oh, yeah.
then. And so they got the energy, they got that, and they wanted to do well.
And also they'd been through hospitality as well before. They got their hospitality degrees, and they were working in India.
Yeah.
From them to come from India and work with us.
Yeah.
And understand how we think things should be done.
Nice.
They liked it,
Yeah.
basically. So it just worked.
How did they get on with New Zealand being so cold though?
It was a bit of a shock to the systems. We would give them, the chefs and the managers, we'd give them a list of what they needed to bring with them.
Brilliant.
So a jacket,
So you
warm
have
socks,
heads up.
jerseys. Yeah.
And obviously, then you Dunedin, Christchurch, I'm picking as starts to be successful. And then surely you start thinking expansion now, or does someone come and say, hey, you
Yeah.
need to go?
Absolutely.
And honestly, we never.
The only place we thought that we should open in Auckland.
Okay.
And Auckland is the hardest market.
Yeah.
Because Auckland is made of tiny suburbs.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
true. And even worse now. Like,
Yeah. So Auckland was the hardest. Now we've got Little India in Dunedin.
Yep.
Little suburb does really well.
Yeah. Yeah, and because it's localized
Yeah.
people in those areas. Yeah, so that's fascinating. So people just started coming to you. Hey, why not over here?
Yeah.
Why not here? And people start traveling around and going to Little India, and you're just like, okay, yeah, let's open up.
That's what we did.
How good. How good. What are some of the lessons that when you look back on that you wish you'd done differently? Is there anything that over 35 years you go, hey, you know what? And the reason I ask that question is because there'll be people watching this and listening to it and going, man, I've been in business 5 years and I've just started out, or I've been in business 10 years. How do you get to 35 years in business? And, what are some of the lessons along the way that you go, you know what? I learned that.
What I learned, or we learned, is to become part of the community.
Nice.
Basically, let's get involved. Like the parents would come in, they got a soccer team.
Yep.
Would we sponsor them? Yes, we would.
Yes, we would.
The kids,
That's a great takeaway.
the kids from local schools, we would, if say our children are there, then we would invite them to come into the kitchen.
Nice.
And give them butter chicken.
Yeah.
Support a few charities. So that's what becoming part of the community is important.
Yeah. And I think local people like it when local businesses support them too,
Yep.
right? Because there's lots of big businesses out there, and there's always stuff going on, but you can definitely see the ones that support local. That's
So, and then they support us.
yeah.
So it's going back to that family thing,
Yeah.
And
So talk to me about that though. So when you think family, what that's obviously a value that you have. What drove that you wanted that to be part of your business? Was that just
I think it came naturally.
I think it just came because we're bringing a lot of staff out from India. They're coming to New Zealand. They have no idea what New Zealand's going to be like. Some of the boys brought their wives.
Yep.
The wives, again, it's big culture shock for them. So I would get involved with the family. And
Well, you went to, how many births have you been to?
yeah, I've been to a few births to get the phone calls. Can you come to the hospital?
wow?
So it did happen just naturally because we were concerned about, we wanted to make their lives easier for them and just help
And
them.
they relied on us.
Yeah,
basically.
because
We were the only,
looked at us to
their
say,
guardians,
what do
I
we do?
suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very nice. And like the heart of that too, right? Like if you look after your team, they'll look after your customers, they'll look after your business. Right?
Like last night, we had a family dinner at home, and we had one of our original managers, Bobby,
Nice.
and his wife, and they brought along their daughter, who I remember as a tiny little girl who wouldn't eat anything.
And now she's in the last year uni here.
Yeah, and she's at uni here now, and she wanted to come and meet us. She wanted, so it's still there, from these young boys who used to blow up my kettles and scratch my car, and so
But I think
like that.
when you think of that though, like that's part of what a really good business does. It looks after its people, and it wants them to be successful, and it creates an environment that is safe for them to be successful, and you allow people, especially allow people to fail and learn. And I think that
And trust them.
trust them, yeah.
Well,
If we hadn't trusted our guys to go out and do, because we couldn't be everywhere.
no. And then also there came a stage, I knew that how do I keep these guys with me? Because they're getting married, they're having kids, they financial, they need to be more financially secure.
Yeah.
And
What did you start to think of there? Because that's an interesting one for a lot of business owners. How do I keep good people with me? What did you start to...
well, we thought that we have to share Little India with them, basically.
Yep.
And that's how the franchise started.
Nice.
And also Arjun was concerned. He said, Dad, it's too much for you because I had a heart attack and had a stent or stents put in. And that's when the whole thing came, is how do we keep Little India and how do we keep our staff?
Nice.
So we gave it to them.
Nice.
We financed them into it.
Yeah.
So nobody had the money to buy a franchise.
Yeah.
So we were there to back them up.
That's brilliant. Because you've already got the people there. They know the systems. can run it, want to run it.
They were running.
They were running it, and now you've given them opportunity. So is that how you were able to grow? Because you had these people that were...
Yes.
Well, how many did we have when we franchised?
Oh, I think 10, 12.
Yeah.
And we couldn't be everywhere. Arjun had started, he was working in the business, but again, you can't be everywhere.
No.
So you've got to give them responsibility to do what they're doing and let them do it.
What were some of the things that surprised you when you started to give people those opportunities in a good way?
That they were keen to do it.
It's just that to see them grow, basically, it's...
Yeah.
They are happy, we are happy.
You started to see them take a bit more ownership of stuff
Correct.
and really start to run with it, come with their own ideas, come with their own, I guess, strategies. And they probably started to do the things that you were doing when it comes to looking after staff.
Absolutely.
Just like you guys were doing, right? You set the standard for that and then they followed along.
And once you become a business owner, you do look at the business differently. You look at, how do you keep the customers coming in?
Yeah.
How do the bottom line? Where is the profit? Wastage.
Yes.
Things. It gives them a different mindset about things.
Yeah, totally, because they're skin in the game now, right? And if you want to do it better, you will do it this way, and hey, maybe take a look at that and see if you can improve those bits.
Yeah. And then they started to realize why we did certain things.
Yes.
Because they realized why, and then they wanted to do it for the same reasons.
How good is that though? All of a sudden you've got a group of people now going in the same direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's still happening, but we've been through the earthquake, we've been through COVID, now there's the war situation. And I still have to say that we're going to be 35 years old.
Yeah.
That, to me, is brilliant, but what's going to happen in the next 35?
Yeah.
We want that. How are we changing? Before it was radio advertising.
Yeah.
Today we're doing a podcast.
Yeah, and this is your first one, yeah?
And
Yes.
please spread the news that we would like to open more. If somebody is listening and you think you've got it in you, come and see us.
Yeah.
We're there. We're still... Arjun wants to expand now.
Yeah.
But at the right time.
At the right time. But you've got the formula.
Yeah.
You've got the product, you've got the systems, you've got the people. There's opportunities for other people. It is interesting though, like you did talk about, earthquakes and COVID and all that sort of stuff. It's been a tough old time for restaurants,
It is.
For all hospitality.
All hospitality has hard.
Read about it. So many are going into liquidation.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you people for supporting us. Please do it.
I had Little India on Saturday night actually, and I just love it. And my wife orders the same dish every time, but we love it. And I always try different ones. Was there a time that you came close to walking away?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Jesus, I used to cry in bed.
Yeah. Just tough.
Yep.
Yeah, it can. You're responsible
Yeah.
for so many people.
Yeah. And that weighs heavy. Look,
Sorry, that's emotion, but
no, but that's what it's about though. I employ, I think it's around 17, 18 people, and it weighs on you, right? Like you've got not just yourself, but you've got other mouths and it's mentally a lot.
yeah.
But at the same time, you choose it. I chose it. And you chose it too. But you don't when you walk out that door, it doesn't leave you.
Yeah.
And even when you go away on holiday or go away somewhere, it doesn't leave.
No,
you,
it
right?
doesn't.
Yeah. So why didn't you walk away then?
Well, I did try to. I rang my boss up, being an accountant. I said, "Would you like me back?" He said, "No, we're fully staffed." So I said, "Well, it's now down to me.
Yeah, nice.
It's down to me. Don't give up, and you're going to make it."
Yeah. When was this? Was this in Dunedin or was this?
Dunedin.
Dunedin, yeah.
In the early days.
Yeah. And it's are you glad now that you didn't give up?
I'm so glad.
Yeah. Because one thing I think it's real cool that you should celebrate, and I know you guys do, but you know, how many lives have you changed? You know,
Well, that's something to feel proud of.
super proud of. Like, you know,
That's the biggest
Yeah.
joy we get.
yeah. Look,
Yeah,
I know we've helped people here buy houses and
Yeah.
do things. We've got people on holiday all around the world at the moment, and like you just think that's cool, right? Like that's part of.
you know, you see our boys, their children, they're at university, they've left university. You know, they would have never had that opportunity if they'd stayed in India.
Yeah,
I suppose so. Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
yeah,
You know, their lives would have been completely different.
yeah,
So they did it for their children,
yeah,
you know, and you know, God, what are their kids going to do?
yeah.
you know?
True. And now to see that play out in New Zealand and have people,
And
you know,
it's lovely.
it's very cool, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. One of the coolest things I think you guys have done, though, is you've created a real life for yourselves here in Christchurch and New Zealand. You got family here, you got a lot of friends here. You've actually now taken people on trips to India.
Yes.
Tell me about that, because I think that's really, really cool.
Basically, how it started is whilst playing golf, the guys used to joke with me, say, "Okay, we're never going to go to India. You know, it's..."
Yeah.
And I said, "Guys, how about we'll go to India, we'll play golf, bring your wives along, and Joanna look after them."
Nice.
And they did.
Yeah.
Because they said to me, "Sukhi, we are only going to India because we're going with you. Otherwise, we had no inclination to go there."
Why do you think that is for some like New Zealanders? They go, "Oh, not India." What is it? Is it just too mysterious? Too?
I think it's what you see on the news. You only see the bad
you
bits
see
and
the bad,
pieces. Everybody thought they were going to get Delhi belly. They all think it was going to be too hot. They thought there were too many mosquitoes. All the negative bits. You don't see a lot. There's tourism isn't really promoted that much here. Not Indian tourism. And so it's.
But now it's getting more popular.
It is, but it's all those in the early days when we took our first group. All those misconceptions. We had to have a group meeting with all of them to tell them what sort of clothes to take and what injections to get, what medicines to take with you, and all that sort of things.
That must be cool though. Like you've got a group of friends and a group of people through golf and other things, and all of a sudden you're on a plane and you're taking people to your country.
Yes. A proud moment.
Proud
for me.
moment, yeah. And the golf courses, I just need to ask because I like golf. What are the golf courses like?
They're pretty good. We made sure that they played golf and on good courses, international courses, and some local golf clubs as well.
Brilliant. So they got a bit of taste of everything.
Yeah.
And obviously, is the shopping good in India? Like, is it? Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. I look forward
If
to
you know where to go and what to do.
Yeah.
And that, I think that was what made it so successful is that the local knowledge that we had and knew what to do. We knew to take them out into the rough and gruff bits and pieces so they could see the real India. But then we stayed in nice places. So, you know, you come back and the boys would go off for golf and us ladies would go to the spa and do the shopping.
Yeah, good. I think that's like, once again, like you created a community around you, not only in the workplace but in your friendship group as well. I think it's awesome. Well, you mentioned Arjun a couple of times, and I know the team here love working with him. Recently, they've been all over New Zealand filming and doing stuff. How does the stepping back from the operational day-to-day?
It was very hard for me. It was really hard.
Talk to me about that
because working with my son, he's got different ideas. He sees a result, the same result, but achieved in a different manner.
Yeah.
So he's the young mind. And for me, he said, "Dad, you take too long to make a decision, for example.
Okay.
And this is easy to do." But also, he was so young at that age, at that stage. Even my franchisees, the staff, they didn't consider him. They said he's the boss's son.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It was tough.
So it was for him as well.
Is that just purely because of hierarchy, or you're seen as definitely? Yeah, okay.
So he had a tough role.
The boss's son.
Yeah, he not only had the staff, but he had.
So nobody would talk to him, they would ring me. And then I had to tell him.
And then he'd come to me, Mum, can you talk to Dad?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So you had a testing period there, and you know, but obviously it worked because you worked through it, and now, you know, like the day-to-day, Arjun would probably be involved in most of it. It's not all of it, right?
all of it.
Yeah. So
He didn't give up.
no. And look, you know, when you think of that, like that's another proud moment after 35 years. You know, your son's now looking after the business,
Yes.
and I can tell you from an outsider looking in, with a bit more view of what's going on, you're in good hands. You know, he's a really very shrewd operator, smart, savvy, and you know, like he's very, very cool to work with. Like he knows
That's good to hear. I mean, you know, and we are happy.
Yeah. He's a good boy.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Your mum's
Mum,
good.
yeah.
There you go.
He is. No, he's a good boy.
Arjun, that $20 you own? Right? Yeah. I think you know, when you look over 35 years, are there any special moments that you look at from running a restaurant, and like any characters, any customers that you remember like that coming in the door? Does anyone order anything super special or super hot or anything like
Some
that?
people used to, you know, it was never hot enough.
They're never hot enough.
Never hot enough.
I remember I was in Ireland, and we'd been traveling around Ireland for 3.5 weeks and probably had too many beers. And we went to an Indian restaurant. We got told to sit on the ground, and then on banana leaves, the food came out. And I was like, oh, okay. And all of a sudden, you had to dip your hand in to eat. And I'm like, I never had India like this before. And I could also then start to feel my fingers starting to biff. And I was like, I said, boys, we're in trouble here. And I put a mouth, and I was like, oh my God, I've never had it so hot. I didn't realize you could get it that hot. Like
We ended up making a special paste,
Yeah. The chili paste.
chili paste,
chili paste.
which I put together.
Yeah.
And so that was for the people that, you know,
What is
it's
it?
not hot enough.
Not hot.
Well, okay, try this.
Put that in it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You did a couple of interesting things inside the restaurant. One is the tandoor, and had it made locally. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Why was that? Why did you start to think like that?
Well, I couldn't find one ready-made.
Oh, really?
Even
Yeah.
in, I think I had to go to a potter in Cromwell
Oh, wow.
from Dunedin
Yep.
and explain to him what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
And he did it for us.
Yeah. And so that then became part of everything that you do inside.
Correct.
We didn't want gas-fired tandoor.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't think there were even of those available when we
Yeah,
first
gas would be
started.
pretty. Yeah.
Because it's a different flavour. So you've got the charcoal in there. So that's, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want your meat to take, if you want the flavour,
Yeah.
And that is Indian food.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
So good.
so you need to get it right.
Yep.
If you're doing something, and I learned that when I was in Sydney as well. My friend said, look, a tandoor is a must.
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
Yeah. And because that's just how it should stand out, you're doing it the way it should be done, or the way it, you know, people like it, so invest in it and make it happen. I think I've interviewed a number of business owners, and one of the traits of successful people, they do the things that are not that easy, but they know what will make it better, you know, and that's what you've done. You know, you could have gone a shortcut and I got done it another way, but going and finding someone, making sure that the tandoor charcoal, because you wanted to do it in the right way. Lots of successful people, they don't take shortcuts.
And but I suppose that you're right, but just doing it the right way.
Yeah.
And you don't really think about complexities.
No.
You want to achieve it.
Yeah. True. Because you'd want to produce the product that you'd want to eat.
Yeah.
yeah. So we need a tandoor. Where are we going to get
Yeah.
one? Oh, well, I don't know. Well, they look a bit like a pot.
Yeah.
Real.
Well, that's thinking. Hey, talk to me about hospitality, because where did you learn the hospitality side? Because it's one thing to cook good food. It's another thing to provide good service that people want to start coming back again and again and again and again. Was there anything that you started to learn or do when it comes to providing good hospitality?
Just
Can I say something about the dairy? So
Yeah.
really came from the dairy.
Oh, yes.
So
please.
Sukhi, being an accountant,
Yep.
didn't really come face to face with people that often.
Mm-hmm.
So in the dairy, he would come upstairs and he said, "Oh, the woman's just come in and all she's bought is a loaf of bread." It took her 15 minutes. And she just wanted to talk to me. I said, yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to have a chat.
Yeah.
You got to talk to them.
Yeah. Part of sometimes you just have to get a good talking to.
Yeah.
Listening
there's no profit in one loaf of bread. So I said, keep her long enough and she might buy another one.
I suppose that was a learning trait as well.
Yeah. So,
but also that you treat your customers like you would like to be treated yourself. Yeah. So that came also naturally.
Yeah.
And I've made so many friends from the restaurant who are dear friends today.
Nice. And why do you think that is? Like, what's your take on that?
Just natural, I suppose. That
you both are very caring, and I think that people are drawn to that. People like people that are caring. People like people that are probably listening to understand versus listening to reply all the time. And I think that's part of
talking to people and,
being interested.
If you're starting getting compliments for the food, you say thank people to ask you questions, what's it? Because it was all new in Dunedin. What's in it? Talk to them about how it's created, And
then they start to feel part of the process. They start to feel engaged in it.
Yeah, they would say, the breads have turned up well. We'd say, come and have a look.
Nice. Yeah, so getting people behind as well.
Yeah.
That is cool.
And a lot of people had a misconception about what people would foreign food.
Yep.
Totally. What is the state of the kitchen? So that was another thing we did.
Yeah.
We tried to keep our kitchens open so people can see in.
Yeah. Well, because your kitchens are very, very clean. I was lucky enough to work in the gas industry, and I went to a number of restaurants around New Zealand that had a lot of very, very clean.
Well, that was my bugbear.
Yeah.
A lot of the staff, she's coming in the back.
Yep.
Kitchen's open. People, it's not just having a clean kitchen, it's how you work in the kitchen.
Yeah.
People can see you.
Yeah.
When you're cooking a dish, when you're cleaning the bench, when you're whatever.
Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look, not only on show, but you can smell Indian food, and yes, you're buying Indian food with your nose a lot of the time, especially if you go to Maribel, you can smell it. You know what's good. No,
just drive in the car park.
Yeah, it's good, right? I reckon that's part of the secret recipe. That's a cool standard though, like being able to, hey guys, the kitchen's open. People can see you. You're on, and you're part of what makes this thing successful.
Yep.
And even our first kitchen was open.
Yeah, it was open.
Yep. Walk in, see what's going on. In fact, you had to go through to get to the toilet and have it this way.
When you look at the cookbook today, and firstly, what made you want to create a cookbook? Like, what was the story behind?
We were approached by Penguin in Auckland.
Nice.
They had come for lunch or whatever, and I think
the story on the menu.
They read the story on the menu, and they said, "Would you guys like to do a cookbook?"
We said no.
You said no
to start with.
Why did you say no?
It's too much.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, busy doing everything else.
And then it was Arjun working with Joanna to create this. So every dish has been tried and tested at home.
At home.
Yeah, because
the restaurant, you can't do restaurant food at home.
No.
So we had to, all these dishes in here are on the menu.
Yep.
So it's how do you cook that at home? And get the same result.
Nearly the same result.
Nearly the same result.
So that, once again, that's a standard that you guys set, because you could have just gone, but you were like, no, if we're
but I love cookery. I've got some, Sukhi tells me another one. But you read some and you try the recipes, and if they don't work, they have to work.
Yeah.
And and if they're coming to the restaurant and ordering something and eating it, it's got to taste basically the same.
Yeah. The story and everything in it is beautiful though, and the pictures in it are really like they kind of bring you into the whole Little India story, right?
Well, that was Arjun.
Yeah.
I just helped him with the recipe.
Yeah, because I think when you start to read this and you start to read the story and you start to see the pictures, you can really get involved in what a sense of what it was like in India, and then how this knowledge has travelled from one side of the world to the other, and created a fascinating and an amazing brand that is Little India. And this is actually putting the icing on the cake to some degree.
Yeah, it's...
Who would have known, eh?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm lost for words, really. I mean, these are, again, things just... why did it happen?
Yes.
They approached us.
Just about to say that once again. They approached you. But I think, success leaves clues. And I think sometimes you just have to stay in the queue long enough and good things happen to good people, right? And I think one of the things is you've had a good... a good offering, a good product, good people. One thing I know with Little India, and I'm grateful that we have our Christmas do there every year for our start for our.
Oh, thank you.
Every year.
See, that's the support we need.
Yeah, well, that's every year we have it. And every year it's growing, and every year, Jose is like, oh, we're going to have. I think we had the whole restaurant last year, which was fascinating. But it doesn't matter what time or when you go there, people make you feel at home. Now, how good's that?
Good.
And it's transferred to all staff. It's not like, well, you go to some restaurants sometimes and you get a bad day of someone. Like, you don't get that at Little India, and that I think is a byproduct of what you guys created 35 years ago.
Well, it's humbling as well, really.
Yeah, I think it's exciting, and I think when you look back, so that's the question. Have you given yourselves time to look back on what you've done?
No.
Very often, no.
No, there's no time.
Oh, I think there's a time that you should look back and really celebrate what you have done and what you have achieved. And I know, are you going to have a party for your 35?
I have to ask Arjun.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to have a party.
Yeah, I think you could do something. Oh, I can't say it's true now, but I think. Otherwise, time goes by and you don't capture those moments, and I think that's one of the reasons we wanted to do this podcast is to really celebrate 35 years because it's a real achievement in business.
It's a proud moment, really.
Yeah. But I don't think we realise how much has been accomplished.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing I would say to you: spend some time talking about that, maybe over a glass of wine or two, because. You've changed people's lives. You've allowed people to live their dreams out, which is pretty cool. You've allowed other people to step into your picture and grab their own picture and make another picture with it, which is really, really cool. And you've been there through some experiences that other people just loved being part of. And I think 35 years, I would just take a minute just to sit back and, hey, well done,
Thank you.
It's a long way.
I don't know, we're always looking forward.
Yeah, and I think that's great, but at the same time, I think, one of the gifts you can give yourself, and that's a question I would ask. Hey, it's 2026. You're listening to this podcast and you've probably heard of AI. So here's what I want you to do. We've created a free playbook that'll actually help you with AI and help your business get recommended. So all you need to do is go to the show notes or the link that's in this video, and I'll send you this playbook for free. Joanna, for you, what is one of the gifts that Little India has given you?
Well, I think we started off talking about family.
Yep.
And it's been great to see other families grow and benefit from Little India, but our personal family has benefited.
Yeah.
We've been able to do things for our kids that, benefited them. So it's been beneficial for us as well as other people.
And as a business owner, that's so good to hear, because business owners take a lot of risk. you wake up in the middle of the night going, "Oh, why are we doing this?" But then, I know from my own experience, time in business gives you perspective in business, gives you opportunities to grow, and you start to grow and you do start to make some more money. From that, you have other choices and you can actually help your family do other things that maybe you didn't get to do before. And I guess that's what you're saying, right?
Definitely.
The hard work was worth it.
And now we have 7 grandchildren.
Yep.
So good.
And it's now that we've stepped back a bit, it's nice to have time.
Yeah.
We didn't have time with our kids when they were small, especially Suki.
Yeah.
But now we get time to spend with our grandchildren.
How
and
good.
That's lovely.
Yeah, and the work that you put in allows you to do that, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, your grandkids get the benefit of that as well.
We can spoil them a little bit.
How good.
Which is lovely.
I love that. 35 years, but also you've got Hamilton, 28 years.
Yes, so Hamilton closed 2 years ago. If somebody's listening from Hamilton, look, we are going to get there. The restaurant wasn't fit for purpose.
Yeah.
So
when you say the restaurant wasn't, it was the building.
Yes.
Yeah, the restaurant was going good.
Yes.
But the building wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah. So we need someone with a decent building.
Yes, and a good landlord. So if you're a good landlord and you live in Hamilton, then, hey, what do they need to do?
Call Arjun.
Call Arjun. Yeah. We'll put Arjun's details in the show notes. But so Hamilton's an area you still, you haven't forgotten, even though you're not there at the moment.
No, because
loyal customers.
Loyal customers.
Yeah.
And Arjun still gets calls, say that, why aren't you there yet?
Yeah.
So we will be there.
Yeah, well, let's make it happen.
Yes.
The power of social media and the power of the podcast, because, life's too short to not have a little learner in Hamilton, right? I've been to Hamilton a few times recently just doing speaking and stuff like that, and it's definitely a place that's growing, like most of New Zealand is growing. Where else would you love a little India?
Oh, I don't know. Once again, if you live in a town or city or suburb and you say that little India will work, please talk to us.
Yeah. I think
it's driven by the people, really.
Yeah.
Rather than doing studies and it's always been a gut feeling with me.
Yeah, Wanaka would be a good place for a little India, just saying.
Yes, we would love to be in Wanaka and Queenstown, but we can't afford it.
Yeah, well, that's the challenge is the rents, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe there's some opportunities. You don't actually have to be in Queenstown anymore, like right in the centre. Guys, this has been fascinating. I really appreciate you coming along and sharing your story. I've got to ask a question. What is your favourite dish, though? Like, if you were...
All of them are. I mean,
you've got to pick one.
What do you eat all the time?
I like my lamb madras.
Lamb madras?
Yeah.
Why?
I like it hot. And
hot?
And
how hot is it? Like on? Because when I order, I look at the menu. I look at it's medium. I don't think there's a medium. No, there's no mild, medium,
and hot.
Then there's
medium to hot,
and then I'm always worried about the next step.
I ordered medium to hot.
Medium to hot.
Yeah.
Oof.
And I just love it.
And the rice, because
Kashmiri pilau.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. That's the one that has the beautiful orange texture to it. It has some peanuts. It has raisins. It's the one I ordered.
Yeah,
like that's
cashew nuts.
Yeah, beautiful.
And a little bit of coconut.
Yes, the sprinkle.
That is something else.
Yep.
Like you never have white rice again if you. The only reason I started ordering that is because when you started to say if you don't need rice, then don't order it. And I started to look at the rice menu and go, oh, let's try that. And that must have been, I don't know, 2 years ago or a year ago, whatever. And now I just order that. Didn't know it before. So very cool.
Good.
So lamb madras, do you personally have entrees?
No.
No?
No.
Do you have naan?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What is Indian food without naan?
Garlic naan?
Garlic naan, onion culture, plain naan, keema naan.
Let's go.
Kashmiri naan.
If you like your Kashmiri rice, you should try a Kashmiri naan.
Okay.
And that's got sultanas, a bit of almond, cashews, and they put it on before we put it in the tandoor.
Lovely. All right. Well, you've got me. Joanna, what's your favourite dish?
Chicken sagwala.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is that the green?
favourite.
The green?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's what? Please tell me, what is saguala? Because
Spinach.
spinach. That's very nice. And
Yeah.
you do also do is it a paneer one? Is that a?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
like paneer.
Palak paneer.
Yeah. Oh,
But I like the chicken, and I
Chicken?
like my plain naan and peas pilau
And-
the rice.
peas pilau. That's another nice
prawns.
rice.
Oh, and prawns, yeah.
Oh, prawns.
Anyway,
How do you have it? Like hot, medium, mild?
I'm medium.
Medium. Yeah, I'm medium as well. After the time in Ireland, I got scared off it. Like just one of the dishes I love to eat is I love a vindaloo. I love a Rogan Josh, but I said before I love the chili chicken, and I love the chili chicken the next day. So I'll always order more than I need. I'll get the dish I want because Kerry always orders the butter chicken, which is how do you actually pronounce the butter chicken, mate?
Murg Mumtaz.
Okay. Won't even try that.
Okay.
Morg Muntaz.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to tell her to order that one day. She won't know what it is, but it's butter chicken.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I remember when we were running the curry championships a few years ago with Little India, we put that in the championship up against the butter chicken. They were both the same dish, but people didn't know what it was, which is kind of funny, but butter chicken won at the end of the day.
It is our most popular dish.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
chicken tikka masala.
Yeah.
And the madrasas and the vindaloos.
And the korma.
And the korma.
Yeah, yeah. When you fast forward another 5-10 years, what do you hope to see with the Little India brand?
First of all, we need to be trading.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
the current times. It's the most difficult we've ever experienced.
Yeah.
That's all over the country.
Yeah. So number one, still trading.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And look,
And maybe more little Indias.
yeah,
In smaller communities.
And in smaller communities, they don't have to be restaurants.
yep.
You know, we have Little India at home, basically.
Yes.
So you
Yeah.
have a nice little takeaway.
Yeah.
And so we want to share our food
Yeah.
with more people.
Because you've got some other ventures starting to sprinkle up, haven't you? Like doing some stuff at homes and stuff like that. I know Arjun's thinking about
Yes.
some stuff,
Yeah.
which I think's really, really cool. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share that. But, Little India at home and things like that is, that's exciting. You know, like there's I think there's so many different ways to do business, and you have to be open up to be able to do
And
that.
different ways to do food now.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not just,
Oh, different to cook the same recipes.
Yeah.
to cook the same thing. Yeah, we're not going to change.
No.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, you don't have to go out to a restaurant. You don't have to cook it yourself at home.
Yep.
Takeaways, but there's also these, online.
Yes.
You can order
Yeah.
things in kits.
Yes, true. Yes.
know.
Yeah, and you guys would be, like you actually have the playbook for this as well, right?
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
But it would be nice to see people experimenting at home and trying, Indian food. It's not as difficult as it
No.
looks.
So
It takes a long time.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to have patience.
Well, for the people that are watching that are lovers of Indian food, I want you to hold that up there for a second. There was a dish that was cooked first in the restaurant or the dairy fish and chip shop in Dunedin. Tag what the dish was and tag the podcast. And we'll choose two people to win a signed book of the Little India at home as a gift from us to you, and it's pretty easy. Just you heard at the start what the dish was. If you've listened this far, you're in for a treat because you will win one of those two books. So I appreciate you guys coming along. Appreciate you. You got to sign those books for us.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Thank
fantastic.
you
For having us.
No,
really.
well, look. I love to celebrate my victories. It's one of the things I've done for years. So I've got a little gift for you guys. This is something that we have at Digital Influence and the Marketing for Business podcast. This is
wow.
a gift from us to you.
Oh, thank you.
The good thing about that
Thank
gift,
you so much.
there is a little bottle of champagne in there. Well, it's not so little, but there's a bottle of champagne in there. Do me the favour of sitting down and once it's chilled down and take a minute to celebrate your victories of where you guys have come from. because I
Thank
think
you.
that is the greatest gift I could give you, is a gift to look back. I know from my own perspective, when you start to look back, you see how far you've come. You get energized to go even further.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will do that.
Brilliant. Send me a photo.
I'll definitely do that.
I would love that. All right. Hey, you've heard from the founders of Little India. What a fascinating story. Now it's your job. I want you to share this podcast. Definitely share it in Hamilton, because guess what? Little India's come back. Share it into Wanaka, Queenstown, because Little India's coming there as well. But really, once again, just want to say thank you for coming along and sharing this conversation with us, because, look, I think business owners out there will enjoy listening to this one, because you've come a long way, and now you have the gift of being able to give back in so many different ways. So thank you. Look, share the podcast. Tag us in. If you want a copy of this, you know what you need to do. Put what the land, or what the dish was. Just about gave it away. Put it what it was, and you could win one of those books. So until then, have fun. Go out there, take action, and as always, celebrate your victories.